first of Saturday's review is Space Chimps. I didn't enjoy this movie at all the first time I watched it. Still wasn't really that enjoyable the second time. The animation was a little odd, but anyway, I guess it was I guess I understood the movie a little bit better the second time around because Amanda and I watched it the first time and we were like, what is going on here? This is like an odd movie. We were both bored. We were starting to fall asleep. Now I've grown out of my animated movie phase, so I would say that I'm not a huge fan of animated movies as much as I used to be when I was a kid. Some animated movies still I do like. I do like the Tim Burton animated movies. I do like those. But this movie wasn't really my cup of tea. But anyway, this is about a chimp whose, I guess, grandfather or father goes into space. The first space chimp, I guess, to explore outside of Earth, I guess. First space chimp, I guess that's what you would call him. Anyway, and this new chimp's name is Ham, and his father or grandfather's friend's name was Houston. So Houston's been taking care of Ham all these years, and Ham's in the circus and does stunts, basically. He's a stunt monkey in the circus. That's what he is. So anyway, NASA's looking for, or I guess this, not NASA necessarily, but this space, what would you call it? Space station is looking for chimps to go into space. So they have Luna, Titan, and this one other younger ape who I can't remember his name. But anyway, they bring in Ham to go into space with Luna and Titan, and they're traveling through this wormhole because they're trying to discover new life, and they run into these. Anyway, there's this wormhole that pulls this satellite, I guess, sort of thing, or rover, I suppose, through this wormhole and to the aliens, and then this one alien starts taking over his own planet, and chimps have to go through the wormhole in order to get it back, I guess, was the mission, or maybe it wasn't the mission. The mission was just to find new life, go through the wormhole to see where it led, because I knew that had been pulled through the wormhole, I suppose. But they have like I think it was like a 48-hour, 24 or 48-hour window to get back to Earth, or the ship just takes itself back to Earth, so they have to be on it when it goes back. Anyhow, when they get to when they crash land on this new planet because Ham's the only one who can take the G-force at 10 Gs through the wormhole because he's been performing stunts his whole life, and he's not able, or the other apes pass out when they're going through the wormhole, so he has to steer the ship down into this new planet, and he basically crash lands it. He deploys all these airbags, they roll around the planet, and then finally land, and he gets out and takes his mask off and realizes that there's oxygen on this planet so they can survive on it. And that's when he finds out that they have this window of time to get back onto the ship before it leaves back through the wormhole for Earth again. Anyhow, the ship gets taken from them, so they have to travel across this planet, and I think, yeah, Titan gets taken with the ship because he passes out longest, and runs into this alien named Zartog, I think, who's the one who's taken over this planet, and he's in command now, and Titan tells him that he can show him all these functions of the rover that's landed on their planet, and so he keeps stalling while the other two apes are trying to get to him. Anyway, Luna and Ham are crossing the planet, and they run into this little guy named Kilowatt, and they have to go through this cave where there's this creature that's chasing them, and Kilowatt sacrifices himself in order for Luna and Ham to make it to the other side. And they go through this jungle before that where they're running away from the people who Zartog is told to go capture them. So yeah, that's when Luna learns a few things from Ham, and then slowly Ham and Luna start to fall in love as the movie goes on. And I guess by the end of the movie they're together, I would say. Because finally the ship basically goes back and they save the aliens from Zartog and put him in this like metallic sort of freezing stuff, I guess, and it freezes him. He's been doing it to everybody else throughout the entire movie, and then they have to upgrade the rover in order to shoot it out of this volcano in order to get enough G-force to get out of the planet and back to Earth through the wormhole. And basically this entire time on Earth, the space station is saying that they've canceled their space program because there's no way that the apes didn't make it back. So they think there's no way that they're going to make it back. And then all of a sudden they crash land this rover back onto the runway, and the scientists are like amazed. So they think they need to reevaluate the IQ of the chimps, and then they take a picture of the chimps, and then they slowly start to put them onto more missions to explore more of space. So that's basically the whole movie. It's basically circus monkey turned astronaut, because that's actually his real destiny, according to his father or grandfather, one of the two in the movie. So yeah, and I guess there was a little bit of a love story in there, and they were kind of all heroes at the end of the movie. I would give this movie a 2 out of 5 based on graphics-wise, and just the story was kind of odd. I mean, it did have a story, but parts of the movie were just weird, like the kilowatt creature. It was just, and the animation was really odd in some parts. Like the monkeys looked more real than the aliens. It was almost like 2 different animations were put together, so this movie could have been done quite a bit better. But as always, like, comment, subscribe. If you've seen the movie, leave your thoughts on the movie. If you haven't seen this movie and this review helps, leave a comment below. Leave your rating of the movie because maybe you liked it. Or maybe, I mean, this is more of a kids movie, so kids would probably definitely enjoy this. Because this whole DVD series is basically kid-friendly. So, yeah, that's where I will leave off this review, and I'm going to do a review of Jumper now, because I'm currently uploading my review of The Happening, and I know there's been mix-ups with the days of the videos, but I've cleared that up in the descriptions for you guys, because I was a day behind. I was ahead, but I was a day behind in my days, in saying my days, so that was kind of weird. So, I will see you guys with a review of Jumper later on today. Bye-bye for now.